At 18 years old, I had my first panic attack. And after that, the list of things that paralyzed me with fear grew to the point where I fear itself. There are two specific areas that God has been working on in my life in order to free me from fear. The first one is compassion, self-compassion. You see, every time I was filled with fear, I was also filled with shame. I felt like a weak Christian, one that could not obey the hundreds of verses telling me not to fear. I questioned my own faith, and I did what Adam and Eve did in the face of shame. I hid. I hid from God, I hid from people, and I did things alone. I tried to put on a strong and brave mask, a fake mask. Through God's word, through God's people, and the resources that He led me to, He revealed to me one of the main sources of my fear. Decades of trauma from physical, mental, emotional, sexual, and spiritual abuse. God gently let me see that there was nothing wrong with me, and there was nothing wrong with the reactions that I had, and that He wanted to fully heal me and restore me. As shame began to lift, I was finally able to let God in and to allow God's people in, especially in those dark, lonely, fearful places of my mind. I now deal with moments of fear in a very different way. I look at self-compassion, I let God in, and now I am surrounded, supported, and loved instead of being alone and isolated. The second lesson that God is teaching me is one of surrender. In January of 2020, I was diagnosed with cancer. And this summer, I had a 3-month scare of a possible recurrence. It is through these very scary experiences that God has taught me the meaning of surrender. He also revealed to me that one of the reasons I get so afraid is that I am trying to control the outcomes of the things that I pray for. I am beginning to learn that freedom from fear involves freedom from trying to control outcomes. To truly learn that I can trust God, that I can trust that He knows it all, that He knows what's best, He knows my past, He knows my present, He knows my future, and that all things work for good to those that trust Him. Freedom from fear is being afraid, but then using compassion on myself and allowing God to come in and allowing His compassion to come in, allowing His people to come in to heal me and to restore me. If you are in the midst of either mild anxiety or paralyzing fear, I want to encourage you and tell you that there is hope even in the midst of fear. My name is Betsy, and I am thankful that God is freeing me from my fear.